Good Friday morning, foggers. Made it to the end of the week. Hopefully your Thursday was good, engaging, challenging. Um, and now you're at the end of the week. We have Memorial Day weekend coming up. And we'll address that in a second as to some of the stuff going on. But so yesterday, as an advocate for mental health for first responders, there are days even for me where I'm like, man, it gets a little challenging. Sometimes you get frustrated because you think the people that have to be listening are not listening, right? And, I've put the departments on the back burner because until they start showing me and us that they care, my only concern are the officers, right? The men and women of the fire department, our dispatchers, our correction, definitely our military in this world that we're in now. My only concern are those people, the people that are putting their neck out on the line every single day for us to have all the freedom to make our decisions and to do the things that we want to do as red-blooded Americans in this country, okay? So I am grateful, and they are my first concern. But the departments are, currently recruiting, and there's a shortage, and there's a shortage because of the way that departments and coward supervisors are treating the officers. So, I invite the departments and supervisors and command staff to be courageous and to change the culture that we have. Be the first one. You want to recruit people? Show them that you care. You truly care. Stop being assholes and cowards and do the right thing. So yesterday, talking about courage, and I'm citing confidentiality because at 3 a.m. fog, confidentiality is the backbone of everything. If you don't feel comfortable coming forward and talking, whether it's to a professional, to a peer, to myself, confidentiality is a key, okay? So citing confidentiality, I can't get into too many details, but I will tell you that yesterday we had somebody from a department that showed and displayed courage and compassion for a human being and a fellow first responder, and they reached out. And because of that, I was able to go and speak to an officer and his family and to let him know that he's not a weirdo and he's not the only one that feels the way he feels, right? I was able to share my story. He's got a beautiful family, and I relayed the fact that he has everything in this world to live for, and I give God all the glory. It was a challenging, focused, engaged conversation. It was full of love. There was a lot of hugging. There was a lot of crying, and that officer. The officer that called me and displayed courage and compassion probably was the instrument to saving a life. Just flat out, okay? This person was not in a good place, and we came in through that door, and I say we because it was God that was leading the way, and that officer understands now that he's not alone, and that his problems are common to all of us, and he was courageous, and he was honest, forthcoming, and he wants to live, and he wants to be well, and he wants to get better, and we're just clearing the path to that process. He's got to put in the work, but that person that contacted us, you saved a life. You were the tool that God used. You were courageous and you were compassionate, and that is the reason why 3 a.m. was started. That right there. I mean, I left there and talking about being high. I used to chase the high as an addict. I was high as a kite yesterday. I was high on Jesus. I was high on happiness. I was high on hope. And I invite everybody, right? I invite everybody to have the same courage. Whether you know somebody or you are that person, that you're just not happy with who you are, don't believe the lie. All right. The enemy is a liar. That gets me to this Memorial weekend. Our country's in a place where we've never seen it before. And there's a movement, right? There's an underground movement to get things back to where we need to get. Don't take Memorial Weekend and the love of the flag and the country and our military. And don't believe that you have to get drunk to have a good time. I invite you to watch your alcohol consumption. I invite you to not even drink and see the real colors and the beauty that there is in life around us and your family, and be better for yourself and then be better for them. Okay? It's important. Courage, man. We display courage in our calls, how firefighters going into fires and police officers, arresting bad guys, going into houses and doing building searches. My SWAT guys that are out there, my homicide guys that have to deal with this shit constantly, my major crimes, right? You got to go in there and detail and photograph and do all these things. Listen, it's not easy, right? And what we're asking for you is to struggle, but to struggle well and to be able to function and understand that the way you're feeling is not just because you're a weirdo or you feel like you're an asshole. We are suffering brain injuries from this trauma from our profession. And we're turning to the bottle and to pills when we need to reach out for help and speak to people that have been there and that are going to give you the truth. And it's all based on love, man. All right? Selfless acts of love. And I was just impressed yesterday with the amount of courage and compassion that I saw. And I'm grateful to be just a little tiny seed of that whole equation. And I'm humbled that God even wants to use us to do that. But I invite all of you here that know somebody that's hurting, or if you're hurting, just reach out. Reach out, let's talk. That's it. I'm not asking you to do any crazy stuff. Just reach out. Show that courage, show that compassion. Be a better supervisor, okay? Stop being a coward and thinking what other people like and want you to be and want you to feel like and who they're telling you you are and who you're not. That's all bullshit. Save a life. Be courageous, okay? With that, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I will reach out to you at some point. Watch your alcohol consumption. Do not fall for the lies. You don't have to drink to have a good time, okay? God bless you. Thank you for everything you do, for your sacrifice, for the stuff you'll never forget. And I'm grateful, all right? With that, happy Friday, guys. 3 and 4.